Kim.
And we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. We're coming to the end of April, and I am not going to finish my magazine monthly goals, I don't think. But we still have fun stuff to chat about.
Wait, we have till next.
I know, but I'm not going to get it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just read your card. It's been a really crazy couple weeks. This is birthday month for me, which you know.
Yeah.
So I have 2 little girl birthday parties to plan and put together in the next week.
Oh, that's right.
Week and a half. And we're out of town this weekend, up to Tuesday. So it's just.
Yeah, you're right. You're not. I didn't know you were. I didn't know what you were doing.
By the time I sit down at night, I'm even hardly having energy to cross stitch. I'll do a little bit, but I've been kind of just enjoying. I'm just pulling out what I want to work on by the time I get through my busy days.
I forgot. I didn't realize when you were going to do their birthday parties.
Yeah, we're going to do. So today's actually Millie's birthday. And so we kind of did cinnamon rolls and presents this morning, and we're going to have a favorite dinner of hers here. We're visiting Jesse's family in Spokane. We're staying with his brother and sister-in-law, and she's super sweet. She's making Millie loves Alfredo, so she's going to do chicken Alfredo tonight. And
11.
Yeah, 11 today. I know. And Rosie's birthday is on Friday, so we're actually going to do her birthday party next Saturday. And Millie's the next Tuesday afternoon. So I'm kind of trying to we don't do like huge fancy birthday parties. Rosie's going to be 9. I know.
Big girls, my little big girls.
I know.
Sarah put pictures up of Liddy yesterday on Instagram, and I'm like,
I know, she looks really big.
Where did those legs come from?
I know. They're coming.
Sarah.
Spring and summer clothes, and she pulled out a dress. She goes, "This fit me last year. This year it wouldn't even go over my butt." I was like, "I know you've grown a ton this year.
A lot.
You've shot up
a lot." This is the growth spurt time for girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5th, 6th, 7th grade.
This is where they say by the time girls are 15, they pretty much have stopped growing.
About their adult height, approximately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's going to be 13 in November. Yeah, she's going to start hitting it.
I know. It's so crazy.
And she's
grown a ton too, but it's not as noticeable yet as Liddy. I bet in the next year or two.
And Liddy is always been leggier. She's shorter torso, long legs, and then she was sitting with her legs crossed like a little lady.
That's why I had to take a picture. I was like, "You look like a grown-up sitting here with us." She thinks she's a grown-up, but she's not quite. So she's a little annoying sometimes.
Such is the drama of being a teenager.
I know. So I've got just whatever stitching I brought with me. I didn't even really think very hard about what projects I was bringing in terms of what I had finished done work on, but so we've had a nice visit so far. We've been here since Friday, and today is Sunday. I'm hoping I can figure out how to Jesse's on spring break from school, and so we were kind of trying to plan this trip around his break. So he took a few extra days off of work, which has been nice too.
Yeah, that is nice.
If you're new to us, we're a mother and daughter cross-stitch Flosstube in Washington State. Normally I'm in the middle of Washington State, and she's on the west side, over on the other side of the mountains, but now I'm on the far east side, really close to Idaho, visiting, but we're in Washington. And normally my daughters come in, at least Millie, birthday girl, but they went down to the park with Daddy and Uncle, so I don't know, but she got a new cross-stitch project for her birthday, so she'll have to just show that next week. And she's been
stitching. She opened it yet?
Yeah, we did presents this morning. So if they do come back, she'll probably pop in. And also both she and Rosie designed and stitched their own little cross-stitch gifts for their ballet teacher's birthday, which was last week. So I took pictures of those, but I'm not going to share them until whatever day if they come join us for Flosstube next week, then I'll just have them share those pictures and talk about it. So they've been busy stitching, but they're just not here right now.
Right. And we started our channel during the pandemic. We're almost hitting our 2-year mark.
We're really close. Yeah.
I'm wondering if our 2-year mark will be when I'm on my road trip.
I think it is. I forget what day. I shouldn't forget what day, because I always have to go back. This? This is one of my whips. I'm not going to show it fully, but did you know that this Victoria sampler that I'm doing, I picked the date of our first Flosstube
Oh,
to put on it for the date.
23rd, we will be on our trip, so I'll have to for sure find a way to record. Oh, that's so sweet.
I know. I'll show the whole project. I'm not done with it, but I'll show where I'm at when we do our whips.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, what do I want to put? I don't want to put like our anniversary, like my husband, you know, like that's not really related to this project. And I didn't have a date that was really significant so far this year. I just thought, oh, well, we're coming up our 2nd year anniversary. I'll put our anniversary date on it when we do our first Flosstube.
So much has happened in 2 years. And we had talked about it previously and never thought we would ever really do it.
I know.
Crazy.
Here we are. Enjoying it. Still fun.
Sometimes I feel like, I don't really want to cross stitch this week. And then I sit down and start cross stitching and I'm really in love with my projects again. I don't know.
Well, a little bit this week. I sort of felt like that just because I was tired, but I never really feel like I don't want to cross stitch. It's more just like, I'm so tired. I know if I pull it out, I'm just going to like do a stitch and then like watch the TV show that's on and not normally I stitch and watch when I'm really tired. It's hard.
I think it's because I was tired. Yeah. I think that was part of it this week. And knitting was easy and comforting. And I didn't bring that into show, but I'll show it next week, my cowl. And I kind of go in bits and spurts where I really love my knitting. And I think I'm also preparing myself for the road trip because I can't cross stitch in the car, but I can knit. And I was tired. The week before was super, super busy. We had company all week and birthdays and Easter. And I was pretty toast by Monday. I think that was part of it. And I also just didn't feel good. So I think I had a little bug or allergies or something going on. So, but I did stitch and I stuck to my goals pretty good, actually.
Well, show us. You can go first. Show us what you're doing.
We don't have a featured friend.
Oh, yeah. So normally we like to feature somebody, but we don't work all caught up. So if you've been pondering sending something in, now would be a great time. And I'll feature you really soon.
Send it to the email address below.
It's stitchandstuffxs@gmail.com. And then I usually will just go through in the order that we have them and share.
We'd love to share.
Somebody else is working on. Yep. Well, one of the reasons that we've really enjoyed doing cross stitch, and we've said this many times, is the community aspect of it, which is why we're kind of thinking about doing a retreat someday. We joke about it, but it would be really fun just to do a really.
We joked about this Flosstube for a couple of years, so you never know, guys.
Based on how much we didn't think we would ever Flosstube, and now we're 2 years in, maybe we're going to be organizing a very low-key Pacific Northwest stitching retreat sometime.
We might be. Well. And we don't have the girls, so we don't have that. So yeah, we're on to whip.
We have a quickie one today, I think.
Whip it up. This is okay. So I started this for Stitching for Ukraine. It was Stitchy Princess. It's the Flower Fairy.
And I bought that, and I think I'm going to try to stitch it for the girls this room.
And I did work on her. Let's see. I can't remember exactly where I was. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I had done any of this before.
I don't know.
I know for sure this is new and this is new. And I think that's new too.
That's cute. That is
not focusing really great. But so now I have left the rest of this guy and these. Yeah. And actually probably these.
Yeah.
They don't take long once I get going on them, but
yeah.
And her legs. Oh,
those will go fast.
Yeah, but I have that part done. So just this
flower skirt.
Yeah, it's just a lot of white, and I'm doing it. I think this is a 36 count. I'm doing it on. Anyway, I worked on that. This is like 2 weeks worth because we did not record last week because it was Easter and.
It was a little much to try and fit
that. It was a little too much, to try to do that. So this is stuff that I've worked on in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is the thing I haven't made much progress on that I need to get cracking on for my magazine monthly goal. And it's my calendar piece, Our Year.
Oh yeah, you haven't.
Did I have that umbrella before? I think I worked on the umbrella.
2 weeks is too long for me to remember.
I'm pretty sure, I know I did because I wrote it on my planner. So I did work on April.
Oh,
I have the cloud done and I started that umbrella.
These little boots are so cute.
I know. This won't take long to do. This will be
just a bunch of little motifs.
Yeah. And then I want to catch up on the border a little bit. So that got work done. And what else? This got work done. I can't show you because it's a surprise for somebody in our smalls exchange, but yay, it's in there. And this was my whip goal. I met my whip goal for this ring around the rose tree. I'm gonna make sure I got it going the right way here. So in case you don't know what this pattern is, here's my picture. It's a Mirabilia. It's for girls. Please focus. Stupid camera.
Those cute girls.
Yeah, and that. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Done. And I had previously finished the first half of this rose tree, and I did that girl's hair.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of that hair done.
That is a lot of stitching, folks. I am amazed that I could look at that and go, that was 5, that might have been 6 hours. I'm trying to think.
Just the hair?
Yeah, there's like so many color changes in there. And then there's the little flowers in her hair. And then I was telling Sarah, what bugs me about this when you do these kind of projects is that all these blank holes are going to be empty till I put the beads in. So I keep looking at it going, am I missing a stitch somewhere?
Yeah.
But that's so her hair kind of comes up in a little flip and she's looking that way.
Cute.
It is cute. I really do love this project. And then once I get going, I have a really hard time putting it down.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Gathering Egg Girl too. When I start working on that, I really.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Hold on.
My laptop just. It won't let me be, there we go, in full gallery mode. So that was my whip goal. That was supposed to be 4 hours. And I believe I worked, it was 4 hours. I think I worked close to 6 hours on her. My other whip goal that I met is my Sunflower Fairy, which is also Nora Corbett. And it's this lovely piece, which doesn't look anything like this printed out picture. My colors are much more bold. And she's so much tinier than I thought she was going to be. I'm used to the bigger Mirabilia, the bigger rose tree, but I got all of this done.
Really pretty. Oh, look at how far you're coming. You're coming so far on that.
I know. It really, once I get her skirt done, then there's her wings. And then there's a little bit of stuff, but not much. I mean, she's easily within reach of finishing.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad I put these on my whip go because it really made me sit down and do. I did at least 4 hours on her. I might have done a little extra. I've written it down, but I don't know where I'm not gonna look it up. You all get I'll get the idea.
Yeah.
And this was a magazine monthly challenge start last year. It was in a magazine. I don't know if you can buy that pattern separately. I think I had to buy it digitally off of Hirschner's website.
The Flower Fairy?
The Flower Fairy.
Flower Fairy?
And then the last thing I worked on was, and I did, so Magazine Monthly Challenge has like an Earth Day pop-up going. And so since the Four Seasons has a lot of nature things in it, I made this my focus piece for the week. And if you don't know, it's Barbara Anna's Four Season Girls. I previously had finished her spring and I'm working on summer. And I worked basically from here up. And I have strawberries and the little
cute
blossoms. So if I open it up, you can get an idea.
The thing is like that.
Isn't that cute?
That is cute.
So I think I have, yeah, I did meet the goal on this. I just need to post my picture, my starting picture. And so that was all I worked on.
Nice.
I didn't stitch yesterday because I was working on a upcoming whip that I'll talk about later.
Did
you bring?
Yeah, I didn't bring everything I worked on. I was thinking back, like I worked on my bookshelf piece, which is kind of my focus, Magazine Monthly challenge. And I didn't bring it because that frame is big and I just didn't want to take it off the frame. I just thought, oh, I don't need to work on that one. So I didn't bring it.
Yeah.
But I did put in quite a good amount of time stitching on that because it was the one I wanted to get 6 hours on. So I did finish the words, the bookshelf, which was one of my big goals. And then I started on some of the authors' names and the books down below.
Well, was that for your Magazine Monthly or for your WIP Go?
That was for my Magazine Monthly. Okay. My WIP Go is 2 sections of 2 different squares were called for my HAID. So I did 2 hours and now I have 2 more hours. That one I definitely will meet. I can work on that easily for 2 hours before the end of the month.
How long does it take you to do, have you timed yourself how long it takes you to do 100 stitches?
It probably takes me about an hour to do 100 because I think I've done approximately 200, like 2 squares.
How many color changes are you having to do at this point? Very many?
I don't know. How do you quantify that? Like,
well, like you hadn't started
my 100 that I just recently did probably had 5 different colors in it or something. Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. I'd have to count. I don't have it. I guess I can open it up and see. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'll just show it next time because I'll get 2 more hours done on it. So hopefully I'll have at least 400 total done by next time. I'll show I've been trying to keep up or catch up to the Victoria sampler. And I think I've worked on this since I showed it last.
Is it done? Does she have one more clue?
It might be one more clue. I need to go through and print them all before the end of the month so that I make sure I have everything I need to finish. But this is what I've got.
Oh.
So I had done, these I've showed. I don't know if I've shown all that.
I think you'd shown down to that first row of beads.
This one?
But you hadn't put the date in, I don't think. Well, I don't know.
I did. I had the date, but I might not have said what it was for. I don't know why I wouldn't have though. And then this is, I can't remember the names of all the stitches off the top of my head. Maybe honeycomb stitch. And I added the beads. You could do kind of a different, they suggested doing ribbon embroidery flowers and I didn't have satin ribbon. And I thought, I'll just bead it.
Yeah.
We added a little butterfly. This is missing either some cross stitches in between each kind of hill and valley. But I was kind of thinking about doing little French knots. Just
cute.
And then this is another kind of stitch this is called a rice stitch, I think.
Yeah, I've done those. Shepherd's bushes have rice stitches in them.
So I don't remember how many more. I think I was on clue. I think I was on, what did I just finish? I think I just finished clue 10 out of.
I think it was going to run till the end of April.
Maybe, I forget how many there
are. It was 4 months, January, February, March. I think it probably.
So I'm going to be on clue 11 and I don't even, that one is a heavy cross stitching clue. And so I didn't print it out before coming, but the next section down here is going to be kind of another cross stitch.
So dainty.
I know it is really dainty and I have room to just do another one right next to it.
True.
So that was something I worked on.
You didn't talk about the importance of the date.
Oh yeah, because you and I talked about it before.
Yeah.
Date. I chose this date. Yeah, we were talking about it ahead of time and I forgot. This is the date of our first Flosstube. That's
sweet.
So I went back and looked at what the first date of our Flosstube was, and I decided to use that because I thought originally I was like, I could do like our wedding anniversary or something, but that doesn't really have any pertinence to this. And I thought, oh, I know, I'm cross stitching, and we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary next month, about a month from today.
Yes.
Today's April 24th, so in 1 more month. We'll have been doing 2 years of floss tubing.
2 years of floss tubing.
Maybe I'll have this done by then. That'd be fun.
There's your goal.
I really like that. I've never really done a button band, except maybe you might consider that one of the needle rolls kind of a button band that you sew together. Yeah. So I have done that before. So I have a new thing I'm about to start for our special smalls. I got all the supplies for it. And then once I was looking at the colors that it's called for, I realized I don't really love all the colors. So I'm going to actually change them up a little bit. But this is all you're going to get to see of that. Just going to do it on blue.
Oh.
But I haven't actually started it. I was going to start it this weekend. And then I looked at it when I pulled it out with the colors. I thought, yeah, I don't really like that.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, what?
Mine's on gray.
Great.
And I dyed it.
You dyed it yourself?
Well, I bought a gray fabric. It was a lighter gray, kind of a silvery gray. And I didn't like the way the colors were popping on it. I thought I needed something darker.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of white in this piece.
So mine's kind of a dusty blue, and I think I'm going to like it for what I'm doing, but I just want to change out some of the colors, and I want to just look at what I have at home and try to replace some of them. And then I worked on my Twilight Angel from the Gold Collection. Twilight Angel, my kids are back. I don't know, can you hear them thumping around?
I heard something, but I'm kind of clunking around too.
So I finished most of the skirt. There's still a band down here to do like stuff. And then there's going to be kind of a swoosh down here with another ruffle. But I decided she needed her other arm. So I started working on her other arm. There. And then this is the beginning of a wing. I just had a little bit more white thread. So I just moved up there and finished off that thread. I'm still liking how it's coming. I enjoy working on that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny to me. It's funny to me when, as a stitcher, what pieces you end up really liking to work on.
I'm not like big into angels. It's not like I decorate angels. I think it's just the stitching. I would be fine actually stitching this and giving it away. It's not something that I like find, like I don't, even though I think the piece is really pretty, I'm not sure I will decorate with it. I might, like, I don't know where I'd put it. Maybe the guest room would be a pretty place to put that. It's not really my like family living room style.
Put her up during January.
But it's more the process of this, because I like how it looks, but it's almost more the process of stitching it that I really love. Even though I think it is really gorgeous.
Yeah.
I worked, there go my scissors. I worked on Spring and Hawthorne Hollow. I'm working on the top border. And here is where it's at. Let me kind of fold it. It's kind of, I was working on it earlier, so it was kind of just bunched, not folded and put away. Here's where I am.
Oh, look at that. That really pops on that fabric.
I know, I thought it would. So then there's another, this blue, this jade blue color is going to go underneath. So there's, the eggs are two-toned. It'll be a darker color, like the sun is.
Wow. Like it.
I'm not too far
on that.
I mean, there's still quite a bit to do, but I've got
you think?
I mean, on the border. What I'm excited to start is doing the squares. But there's still quite a bit to do on this in case.
There's a little more than quite a bit.
On the border itself, there's the bees, the and then this thing here, I have to decide what I'm going to put here because I may not put, maybe I'll put stitch and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put my name, you know, like samplers. Maybe I'll just stitch Sarah Ann Dempson or something. You know,
it's interesting when I look at that cover piece because I look at my Hawthorne Hollows and you know, they're photographed using silks. But most people that I know use DMCs because it would cost you your firstborn child in money to do the silks for those. And I wasn't sure I liked the picture better than what mine was turning out to be in the beginning. But when I look at that and I think about what, because I'm sure that's photographed in silks.
I would think so.
Because that's not what Carolyn's looks like. Yeah. Carolyn's looks, I like better. I like the DMCs better. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. I need to go look at hers again then and think about.
I don't know. I can't put my finger on exactly like, I just feel like the colors were different. I liked them better.
I'll have to go look because I'm using all DMC.
Because when I look at that, I'm like, yeah, that's a nice pattern. But when I watched her stitch it, I'm like, I really could see myself stitching this one someday. I really liked it when I saw
her stitching it is what made me fall in love with it.
So, the pattern itself, when I look at that, doesn't really call to me so much.
But you know that hers turned out so
beautiful. So that's something to think about when you're looking at patterns.
These look so hard. I remember her stitching these and thinking, oh, that is a lot of stitching, way more than you'd think, but they're super pretty. I just love the style of those tulips coming up.
You know what else I love about?
There's quite a bit to do still, but
I love picture like like on the Hawthorne Hollows or other pieces, even like my Hour Year. I love umbrellas.
I know you do. You're a big umbrella person.
And I don't even think I knew that about myself until I started buying crutches.
What's really funny is that you're like one of the few Seattleites that uses umbrellas. like hardly anybody in Seattle really, maybe downtown proper when they're
People use
walking
them.
quickly from one place to the other. But growing up, we didn't use umbrellas unless we were going to a soccer game and standing out in the rain. Then we had those huge golf umbrellas that we would sit under.
And you know,
That
the
was what
problem
umbrellas
is
were for.
most people that would use an umbrella around here, I mean, you wouldn't use it in November when it's really windy. Although
Yeah.
I have a bubble umbrella that comes down, so
Yeah.
the wind doesn't catch it. It doesn't pop inside out. And so
Right.
it comes over you and it comes down to about here on me. So it keeps this part of me. And I would use that in the wind. But yeah, if you're just standing outside in the wind, in the rain, yeah. But yeah, I don't use it running to my car and back and stuff.
Yeah.
I usually try to just, or I might just, if it's really raining hard, if I go into the store, I have a small umbrella that I'll just bring in with me. But yeah, I don't know. I just love umbrellas. I think they're really cheerful.
Yeah. Just a second. I needed to look something up, but I can't. Is it Esther? Maybe it's Esther. 1 second. I'm trying to remember who sent me this next thing.
Well, and I was going to put a disclaimer, watch to the end because I gave Sarah some pictures and videos of the granddaughters during Junie's birthday.
Oh yeah, that was so fun.
We that's why Sarah was here last week. Well, she was here for a night, but Juniper, our little preemie baby, had her first birthday, which was very, very special, and she was so cute. And so I had all 5 of my granddaughters together. It doesn't happen very often, so I have a picture of that I put in. And
yes,
Junie Cassidy told me she put on her Instagram today. She put our most recent video up on their TV this morning. And Junie loves to watch us, and she said she was waving to us the whole time. And then she dances.
She thought we were just Zooming or not Zooming, FaceTiming with her.
Yeah. And then she dances to the music, and and that's, if you haven't watched the very end of our last episode, my crazy son, Sarah's brother, Junie's dad, is on it, and Junie and Cassidy, because they had just arrived from Duluth when we were recording. So,
and he came in and acted like he was going to do the Flosstube with you, with all his cross stitch that he doesn't know anything about.
So they were here for a week, and then they headed out on Monday, and they got home on Thursday. They took their trailer. It will no longer ever be in my backyard again.
No, I bet that looks weird.
It does look weird. It's really light in my dining room.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, that was partly why it was just busy.
I was looking up because I am completely blanking on the very kind person who sent me this kit and a bunch of other patterns. And my brain is.
Do I know about this?
Yeah. I showed you. I don't know if I got on and showed everything here, but I showed you this that came through? It was all kitted up. Well, it came back, and I'm really sad that I can't remember. So I will go home and look at the envelope. I didn't think to look at the envelope before we came and remind myself who sent me this, and then a bunch of the cottage garden samplings.
Oh, maybe I did know about this. Yes, I do.
I'm wondering if it's Esther, but I don't want to say that for sure because I'm worried that that's not the case. Anyway, so if you're watching and you know who you are, I am very grateful to you, and I should definitely know who it is off the top of my head. But I started this. I have a friend that I'm thinking her name starts with a B, and I'm kind of thinking I'm stitching this and giving it to her. It's just a little friend gift.
It's so cute.
It's so cute, and it came with all the materials, including the Lady Dot fabrics and everything. So I did start it in the car on the drive here, driving over the Palouse prairies, bumpy roads on our way. We actually went and drove out to the Palouse Falls. So I don't know if you're familiar at all with Eastern Washington, but there's this kind of like plateau called the Palouse something or other. And there's a beautiful waterfall carved out by glaciers. So like originally it was all basalt from lava flows, and then the glaciers during the last ice age carved out this gorgeous waterfall. So we went there and we kind of hiked around, but it was bumpy. So I was trying to do this on a bumpy road, and I actually miscounted, and I'm going to leave it just as it is and just add a stitch here. The wing and the bee are supposed to be together. So I accidentally counted one too many spaces. It's all right. I'm winging it. Literally, I'm winging it.
You're winging it. It's a
But
simple enough design.
So cute. I think that B is just really pretty. It kind of makes me wish my name started with B. So I mean, I could keep it, and maybe I will.
You might want it for your spring decorations.
I might just keep it. I haven't decided to give it away for sure. Because if I keep stitching it and I love it too much, I'm keeping it. That was the
I love it. I would keep it. I would keep it.
But I do really love this friend, and she and I have very similar tastes. So if I like something, I know she's gonna like something. So I'm toying with the idea of giving it to her, but I may be selfish and keeping it. So cute. That's the only other thing I've worked on. Well, it's the only thing I brought that I worked on. And a few other things, but those are my whips. And my haul was just stuff for that small giveaway, I think. Oh, and I got some stuff to give to Millie for her cross stitch kit that I gave her, but otherwise I don't think I bought anything else.
My haul was pretty limited to floss that I'll show you in a minute, but I did get the most recent Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine.
Oh, that's pretty on the front there. What is that? Flowers?
Oh yeah, it's a punch needle.
Oh, that's pretty. At first I thought, wait, is it flowers? If it's flowers, it's pretty. If it's skunks, it's not pretty, but it's flowers. It's floral pattern.
Yeah, there were things I liked in it. Usually there's always at least one thing. Oh, there is a really pretty Biscornu.
Do you subscribe to that?
No, I need to, because I end up ordering it from somebody off of Etsy usually.
Look at that big tassel.
Isn't that pretty?
That is quite a tassel.
I know. I don't know if I would do the tassel, but I love
probably purchased the tassel, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
Directions to hand make that. It's got to be purchased from it's too fancy. It looks like an edging or a.
Did she say where she got the tassel? If you she says if you need visual instructions, the House of Langford has a wonderful step-by-step instructional video on YouTube explaining how to make a Biscornu.
Oh, House of Langford.
You can find it by searching for the House of Langford Biscornu tutorial.
Well, maybe I'll check that out, and if it's in video, I'll put the link. House of Lanford, Lanford. Okay.
Well, I'm just looking to see if I see.
I'll look that up.
Oh, she uses, this is done with dinky dyes. I don't see where she talks about pre-made tassel. And then she's got, she said she got the pre-made tassel. It looks like at Joanne Fabrics. Yeah,
it looks like, like when I want to do my stocking and I get the, all the cording, it looks like stuff that's in that same aisle.
There was a new Barbara Anna in here. She's called Dreaming Queen Bee.
She's really getting a lot of mileage out of this dreaming thing, isn't she?
There's her bees.
That's cute.
And it's smaller
than some of them.
And oh, I did like this little one, The Song of Spring. This is by Nicole Franklin of Kanicki's Prims and Whims. I've not heard of that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Are those French knot? No, that's just stitching up in the leaves.
Yeah. And it says the saying on it. There's some little words up there. It says, that says, listen to the Song of Spring.
Oh, that's pretty.
And there's something about robins, I think, because my mom always talked about when the robins came back in the spring, she always loved. And we used to, we don't get as many of them around here as we used to. But I can remember.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I remember when I was little, and even as an adult, sometimes in the spring, waking up and our whole yard would be full of robins trying to get worms out, in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I think starlings take in place of that. We get a lot of starlings. And I'm trying to remember if robins are a little bit territorial and would chase away other robins. I can't remember. There is a difference. Like that looks like an English robin, a British, like a true robin. And what we we call robins, they're actually thrushes, but they look similar. And so we always call them robins.
This was kind of cute. This was Priscilla and Chelsea's.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Stitched on black, not my favorite to do.
No, I would just do it on a tea dyed, I think. Anyway, so I did get that. just never like to miss out on an episode of this, because there's always something that I like. That was part of my haul. My other haul is a new project, and I was hoping to start it this morning, but then I got a FaceTime call from my baby Junie, so I didn't start it. It's by Emily Call, Salt and Pepper Stitching.
Junie, if you're watching, hi.
Hi, Junie. Hi, Junie. I guess I'm eligible for a COVID shot.
Oh, good to know.
I think I'll wait till fall. Thank you. Okay, so I can't show you.
Yeah. It doesn't have a photo of
it doesn't. But if you go to
that new one she just put out.
Yes. Can you pull it up? Because your phone, you don't have so much glare on your phone. I went and bought the stuff because when she started showing sneak peeks, she wasn't even sure she was going to release it. And I know I wasn't the only one, but I know that I did tell her that she needed to release that pattern. I loved the colors she was using, because I'm going to hold these colors up. And I loved the saying. The saying on it is, faith the size of a seed can do amazing things. And I just really love that. The Bible verse I think that this could come from would be the faith of a mustard seed. But anyway, these are the colors.
Those are pretty. And
then I did buy, she has a DMC conversion for the lettering, that she used Weeks hibiscus.
Yeah, I feel like if I was going to do that, I would want to do the words in that.
Yeah. So those are the colors. And I just bought a 32 count, just white. I wanted it to be on white, and it's Lugana. So I thought those colors will just be beautiful.
Yeah, that's going to pop out really pretty.
And so when she published it, she posted
kind of like a natural white or oatmeal-y.
Yeah, I wanted white. I don't do white very often, but I just thought, I just love the clean look that it would have. So I told her, I saw her post it, and I said, oh, I'm going over there to get it right now. And then I messaged her on Instagram. I'm holding it in my little hands. I went and got that yesterday. So that's going to definitely be a start. And I love that. I think, okay. So you guys are all going to laugh. Sarah laughs and laughs and laughs and laughs every time I talk about this. So I love seeing people do haids. I think there's some beautiful haids out there. But
can you guess where we're going now?
I have never really seen a haid that I wanted to stitch. Like, I just didn't want to ever invest that amount of time in a project. I really did. A year ago, 2 years ago, if you'd asked me, I would have said, I'm never going to stitch a haid.
And I think you have said that on this show. We could probably go back and find it on our Flosstube.
Gridded fabric can only mean one thing, people.
Yeah.
And okay, so Tina from Tina Stitches had posted a picture on one of the Facebook groups of these flosses. Beautiful array of flosses that she was gathering for a project. And Tina Stitches does big projects. If you don't follow her, you need to follow her. You need to go to her Instagram. She has beautiful big haids. She loves full coverage. I apparently have not liked full coverage for 2 years. And so somebody said, what are these flosses for? And she posted a link to this haid, you guys. And I went to it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that haid. In an ideal world, somebody would stitch that up and give it to me in a year, but that isn't going to happen. So if I want this haid, I'm going to have to do it. And it's called, okay, Sarah, can you pull it up on your phone? It's called a stitching shelf. Max color. Well, you don't have to put the max color in. Okay, you guys. So it's 4 bands going this way. Each row is a season, and it's spines of books, and interspersed in these seasonal motifs are women stitching. And this picture does not even do it justice, you guys. I mean, how could you not love this piece? I'm hoping that Sarah's going to love it because she's probably going to inherit it. Apparently she doesn't love it.
Oh, I do love it. It is beautiful.
I love it. And that picture really doesn't
focusing very well. Is that better?
But you get the idea. I mean, it's longer than that too. That's only showing like one. It's like It's along. It's
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's try this one. It's gonna have the what's it called? Watermark.
That's okay. I think this is a good idea. The colors, you guys.
Wait,
and
but this one looks totally different. No, this is a different one. Hang on, let me.
And if you follow us, you know that I really love calendar pieces. I really love seasonal, like spring, summer, winter, fall pieces. I don't have a lot of them finished, but I'm really drawn to them. So this Haid checks all the boxes for me.
That is huge.
And Kendra Stitches said, you should start with, I said something about a Haid. You should start with a small one. I'm like, no.
No, I'm going in full bore. Thank you very much.
Kendra, this is it, baby. I'm doing it. And I'm going to prove everybody wrong that I could actually do it.
I don't think anybody thinks you can't do it.
Huh?
I don't think anybody thinks you can't do it. It's just, will you do it?
Of course.
There's a difference between can and will.
Do it. There might be some false starts. I might have to change my fabric.
No, you're not going to change your fabric. You're going to stitch it on this fabric.
I am, because it's going to be so big. I can't imagine going to a bigger.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. So what I did yesterday was
gorgeous in it.
I had previously ordered my fabric, and I am doing this very old school. This is another stitcher Sarah might want to link to. She's got a YouTube. I haven't looked her up on Instagram, but she's her Flosstube. Well, her video tutorials anyway. She has a Flosstube too. Is Teresa Little Stitcher. She's either British or Australian. She's got a really delightful accent. And she has like a 4-part tutorial on how to start a Haid. And I started how to cross stitch, AKA end a Haid. She started cross stitching with a kit, like a dimensions kit, and she hated it. She didn't feel like it gave her very good. Huh?
So I'm still looking at it.
She didn't feel like it gave her very good instructions. And so she ended up finding Haids.
I like that one.
I know. And all she stitches, I think, are full coverage pieces, even as a beginner stitcher. And so she started this tutorial, and she says, even if you've never stitched before, you can do this. And so she's got it broken up into floss storage. She's got a thing on parking. That's how I found her. I was Googling parking. Fabric choices, how to buy the pattern. I haven't gotten to the part where she actually starts the stitching, but anyway, very interesting gal. I learned some things about needle size that I've never paid attention to, which was very helpful. And so anyway, she's somebody, if you're ever wanting to know more about Haid, she would be an interesting person to watch.
I will link. I'll look for it and link it in this.
Yeah, I wanted to mention her. And so I went. So I'm doing this. Okay, back up. Her whole thing is she gives a lot of options for everything. You've got options for fabric. You've got options for floss storage. This is what works for me, but it might not work for you. And she really gives you the freedom to do what you feel like is going to work for you. And I feel like I've watched people do Haids, and it's almost like, this is how you need to do it. You know, you need a lap stand, you need this. And I don't have all that. And I have seen people on Instagram stitching this very Haid with a hoop. And so I thought, I'm going to start it. I might change. I might go to a Q-snap eventually, but hoops are what I know. Hoops are what I like. Hoops are comfortable. And I felt like she gave me the freedom to do that. Some people hate floss away bags. I really love floss away bags. And so anyway, I also did not buy the PDF. I bought the most expensive version of the pattern, which is the large print paper pattern.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't really have a great tablet to do. I just feel like I just don't have it in me to learn how to do a digital cross stitch pattern on a Haid. Maybe if I had done some of those on a smaller pattern and gotten savvy with it, but I feel like I'm going to mess up and then I'm going to be stuck. And I'm not tech savvy. I mean, I can do some tech stuff that I do for work, but I'm 60. I just don't think I have it in me. So I'm just buying the paper pattern. I'll make working copies. I'll use a highlighter. And I felt like watching her, she did talk about this. I think she does most of hers digital now, but I felt like I had the freedom to do it that way. It's okay. But when you buy the large print paper copy, it's like 95 pages. There's 348 floss colors in it, which when I said that to Sarah over the phone, my husband was walking through the room and I thought he was going to choke to death. Like, how much money is that going to cost you? Well, I thought, oh, you know, a lot. But then I started realizing, I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday and because they have better price than my Threadneedle Street does on floss. She charges a little bit extra more. And I thought I bought my floss for Emily's piece.
Yeah.
In her shop, but I went to Hobby Lobby. So I decided I was gonna put this project in a box. Mm-hmm. This box is too small.
Well, yeah, especially for doing flossaways and not bobbins. I mean, bobbins, one of the nice things about bobbins is they're compact.
I know.
But one of the bad things about bobbins is you have to deal with bobbins.
I know. So there's my flosses so far.
Which is up to the 900s, you said, right? I
got to the 900s. I bought so on the Haid website, you can pull up the floss list before you ever buy the pattern. So I had gone in to Hobby Lobby and bought the flosses for the first 2 pages or the first page and a half. I thought I'm just going to buy it slowly and just collect it. Well, I got home and I thought, you know, Kim, you have got a stash of floss of DMC. You've been stitching since, you know, 1981. So I started going through and I pulled out a ton of floss that I already had for the rest of the colors. And then I showed last week the bag that I got from my girlfriend that's cleaning out her house. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of the ones that I didn't have were actually in there. I also bought a little notebook for this project.
To put the pattern in or something?
No, just to write my notes in it and keep track of how much I stitch, because I want to track how long it takes me to do this project.
I see.
And yeah, so anyway, that's that. And so I have to go through the 3000s to get the rest of my flosses. That is my big news. Why are you looking at me like that?
I just think it's so funny after so long insisting you were never probably going to do a Haid. I never had to worry about inheriting a Haid from you.
I forgot to say, Tina brings this up that she's stitching this, and all of a sudden Carolyn Zook chimes in because she's going to stitch it. And I haven't talked to them officially, but I think the goal is they're going to start it on World Cross Stitch Day on August 12th. I don't know if I'm going to wait that long. I think I need to start now.
I don't know if it makes a difference because you'll probably still be basically at the beginning by August 12th.
I know. The other interesting thing is I was telling Sarah before we started recording, I started following the hashtag for this pattern and watched other people on Instagram that are stitching it. And there's a gal called I was Phoebe on Instagram. She's stitching it. She manages her floss, her parking. Yeah. She has her threads parked, and then she swirls them around, like in a little swirl. And then she clips them together with these hair clips. And I loved it. Because I freak out about having threads just hanging. That's what I think I've always been afraid of a Haid, is that, although I've seen some people stitch, I saw a gal that's doing this Haid in a hoop, and she did not have any park stitches that I could find.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're going to do a hoop, then you probably won't park stitches as much.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm only working in 10, 2 grid increments.
This is what we're going to make to do is giveaways. Parking bobbins. This is Sunshine Mama Designs. So Sunshine Mama's Designs on Etsy. So you could just go buy some.
So they're bobbins?
They're like a giant bobbin with, it looks like a button with a magnet probably on the back.
Turned into a needle minder basically, but it's also a bobbin.
But then you can just wrap your parked threads.
So swipe it to the side. So the next picture, you can see the little magnets on the back side.
Oh, let's see. Oh, there's like a, what is this? Wait, is it a section? What is that? Why is it bending in?
That's the bobbin. It's just a 3D. It's just a weird look angle, because I think, I don't know. Well, I'm going to order one and I'll let you know what it comes like.
Yeah. What is that? It's like.
It must be the kind of bobbin that is.
Bendable plastic.
Oh, so it's kind of soft.
Oh, almost looks like a breast pump thing.
I didn't have those good breast pumps.
But we were pointing out this reviewer uses them like this. And
all over the place. Yeah.
that would probably stress me out, but it looks cute. And it would be nice to have your threads organized like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm researching. I'm building my confidence.
I'm getting ready.
I'm getting ready. And they egged me. Carolyn Zook egged me on.
And they were like, Sarah should join. And I was like, you're fun. Just started my own hate. I think one hate at a time is all at the moment my brain can handle. Talk to me in a year. Maybe I'll have 5 going. But right now, 1 is fine for me.
Well, and
thank you for the kind invitation, Carolyn.
Tina is hoping, I think, to have her beloved done by that date. And so this was kind of like her next big project. And I figured, if it takes me 6 years.
Yeah, who cares? Fun.
Who cares?
That's
and
fun,
somebody I saw talking about it called it their forever project. And I won't be working 40 hours a week forever. I'm going to retire. I'll have more time to stitch.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it is really overwhelming when I look at that up close.
Yeah.
The amount of confetti and color changes.
Yeah.
But I mean, without those color changes, it wouldn't be as beautiful. I just feel like, yeah. Anyway, so we laugh amongst yourselves.
Just chuckle a little.
And join me on my journey.
Yeah.
In case you're interested again, that pattern is called
a stitching shelf.
A stitching, is it stitching, right? Not stitcher, a stitching shelf.
Stitching shelf, I think.
I don't really understand though what the max color means. I don't know if there's a version of it that has less colors.
I think they do that where, yeah, you can either have all that detail and all that color variation, or you can do
and then they have a
color. Less.
I don't know very much about Haid. I just know that I was never going to stitch one, and now I am.
I might be able to. I was looking, kind of making my plans. I've got 1 week. Trying to decide if I could finish my magazine monthly challenge. I actually have finished my goal for the bookshelf. Sorry, I'm moving on to plans. I was just kind of prepping for the next section. I was like, oh, I have to get 3 hours on my Shores of Parkland Hollow. That's going to be the biggest one. I need an hour on my farmer's market, 2 hours on my Haid, 2 hours on my owl, which I could do in the car. I think I brought that one. I just haven't worked on it, so I didn't pull it out. And then I need a half hour on my turkey day.
On your owl? 2 hours on your owl?
I forget the rest. That Lindy Stitches one.
Oh, yeah.
I just wrote owl because that's
gotcha.
I used it for O. Yeah. And then so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 hours of stitching.
Yeah. And next I got to figure out.
I'm going to be in the car for a lot on Tuesday, and I can usually stitch in the car. So I might be able to plug through.
Yeah. I just have
Saturday.
I need to work on my hour world, our year. And I think I need to, I do need to work on my bloom pin cushion.
Yeah.
I haven't finished that. I got my start was Sea Dandelion, and I got her done. I got my 3 hours done on her. Our World, Barbara Anna, 4 Seasons. I had her on there twice. I got all my stitching done for that. Sunflower Fairy, got my stitching done for that. Ring Around the Rose Tree, stitching done for that. So I will probably meet my goal for that. But my designer challenge focal piece, it was Long Dog, and I need to put some time into my hoity-toity. In case you're new here, my hoity-toity is a mini, teeny tiny hoity-toity. I'm doing it over 1/1 on a, where's my fabric? Let me put the love of Pete. I know I get that. Anyway, well, if you're not familiar, I'm sure you are, stitch. This is hoity-toity. I'm currently working in this corner. I've done part of this border, and this is what I've got so far. And it is tiny.
It is cute though.
It is cute. I will love it. I will love it when it's done. So, and it's another piece that when I get going on it, I really like it. I did tea dye this fabric to make it a little darker, so my colors aren't really popping as much, but I like the more antique look.
I like it too. I think it's really nice.
The pattern itself is, I again would not have stitched this, but then I saw Lisa from Kindred Stitcher stitched it using the called for DMCs, and I fell in love with hers, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do it, because at that point, I also had seen Jan Hicks stitching it, and she did a whole color conversion using Victorian motto, but I don't even know if anybody, is she still doing thread? I'm not even, she must be, but I never hear anybody talk about that thread.
Oh,
I think it was Victorian motto. And Carolyn Zook is doing that same kind of going along with that same color conversion. And I loved it. It's a really pinky version, pinky and turquoisey version. But I was not
you
gonna buy. Well, I didn't want to buy all that fancy floss for something.
Yeah, that's true too.
And so anyway, that's got to get some love this week. But my whip goat is done for the month. I'm 4 for 4.
Gone on. I'm looking at.
And I've made it all 4 months so far. It's a record.
Good job. Well, what about our giveaway?
Well, last week we were giving away a magazine. It was the most recent copy of Just Cross Stitch.
Yes, and the winner for that is Giselle Eloy, who we actually just did our features friends on her, and I thought her comment was nice, so I was gonna pull that up. Possibly.
Yeah.
Phone will allow me to. There we go. She said, "Thank you for showing my stitching. Yes, we are very colorful on everything, and that is very annoying sometimes. But I'm liking more and more the samplers colors so that I can have a break from all the bright. I know them as Sunbonnet Sue too. Don't know how others call it here. I stitched them since I was little and came to know as it is in old magazines. And all that was for friends and family that sometimes paid me for stitching for their babies, and sometimes I have gifted, and most of the mothers still have them after their kids are grown. Of course. Why would you not keep those beautiful things? This was fun. Again, thank you so much, and thanks for the visit." So Giselle, if you could email us your mailing address, we will see if we can get that to you. We've never mailed to Brazil before.
No.
But hopefully we can figure that one out. So send us your mailing address in our email so that we can send a magazine to you.
I am behind on mailing out, but I will.
Okay, if you're still with macing things, that's me, probably.
No, I'm behind.
To go to the post office. You heard what my birthday crazy plan.
Giselle, did she spell it Gissele or
just one S? Gisele.
Okay, Giselle. I'm going to put this in the magazine so I don't.
You getting his gas mask back there?
Huh?
You getting his gas mask back there? Is that still back there?
No, I think he got put away. It's his backpack now.
My gas mask.
There's a gas mask there for weeks.
I know. What can I say? Okay, but we have a giveaway.
We have a new
Hypothetically, we have a giveaway.
Are you looking for it? Is that the trouble here?
Somebody might actually get it someday.
Oh, hypothetically, we're going to give some stuff away. I mean, we have our list now. Everything is organized.
But you know,
and that one, did I tell you that one that I was like frantically looking for so I could mail it? I already mailed it. I just didn't mark off that I had mailed it. The person who was waiting for it actually wasn't waiting for it. So thank you for letting me know that.
Well, Carolyn Zook thinks she sets the bar low.
She helps me feel less like a terrible person for not getting to the post.
Thank you, Carolyn, for setting a low bar for mail outs. We love you, Carolyn. You said I was really fun, Carolyn. We do have a giveaway. It's from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I saw this a couple weeks ago and didn't buy it. I saw it again yesterday and I thought, no, this has got to be a giveaway. It's too cute. It's called Home Tweet Home. And it is just these adorable little birds and birdhouses hanging there. There we go. Just calls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's a fast and easy stitch, really.
6 DMCs.
You can have it done in this spring if we ever mail it to you.
I will mail it. So use the word bird.
Bird? Okay.
Bird.
Home tweet home.
Home tweet home. I had a couple.
And just so you know, if you're watching and you forget to like comment with a giveaway word in it, the last several weeks we've only had like 2 to 3. So you have a very high chance of winning if you leave a comment on our channel. Just saying.
Because we've got,
Just saying. Yeah. Our subscription is creeping up. It's like up to 600 now, which is fun, I guess.
Woohoo!
Next week when we meet is going to be May when we record. And did you talk to Tina about next weekend?
Yes, I did. I said next Sunday. I think she said that was going to work for her. I think anytime was going to work for her.
We think next Sunday we'll be recording a special team up episode with Tina Stitches, who we were talking about earlier. So we'll get to have a little fun chat. And I think when you're on your trip, you should do one with Aunt Nancy. And I can either Zoom in or I can take a break, whatever.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to upload and all that.
That's true. Well, we can just do it together and she can be on screen with you.
Yeah.
That's fine too. I don't need a break.
It might be during the week. I'm not sure what day of the week we're going to be at their house.
That's fine. We can probably work out a time.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
For sure. But yeah, it'll be May next Sunday.
I know. And then you're going to be.
Guys. Yeah. And then we'll be on our trip and 3-week trip. We've never taken a 3-week trip ever.
Oh, you're going to be gone a long time.
And get this one, guys. I have new furniture.
Oh yeah, you should include a picture or a video tour of that.
I should. Well, you didn't see what we had before, but the couch that my husband was buying.
The one that you don't have, the one that you had was not the magic couch anymore, was it?
The one that I got rid of was the magic couch.
Took?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have a magic couch anymore.
I don't have my magic couch anymore. It's at baby Penelope's house.
Does this have the same situation where you might lose your projects in the cushion?
No, because there's no cushion that falls down. It's leather. We bought leather recliner couch. And I can't even put it up against the back of the couch because there's a space this big between the couch and the wall so that it can recline.
So you might have a magic couch in the sense that it might be behind the couch.
It'll be really bad because if it falls back there, moving that couch is heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Well, take a video and send it to me and I'll try to put it in the.
Okay. But the other news is that one of our chairs got taken away with baby Junie last week too. So we had just one chair.
How dare they? They took baby Junie and a chair.
I know. Well, it was their chair. We were just babies in the chair for 3 years. But we had seen chairs at Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger store. If you're not familiar with Fred Meyer, home goods, food kind of store. And they are rocker recliners, but they're fat. The couch is leather. I didn't want leather chairs too. It was too much money, and I needed something a little cozier because leather isn't always the most cozy. And these chairs were mega on sale till the end of the month, and we wanted to get the couch first to make sure they were going to look okay. They don't match exactly, but unless you bought a set, that's really hard to do. But when we went to look at the chairs, first of all, when we were looking at couches, we were told that some stuff was sitting on ships for 12 to 14 months or waiting to be made. So I thought, well, we've already replaced 2 appliances that was drama during since 2020. I thought, what's this going to be like? Well, we went to find
videos if you want to hear about that.
Oh my gosh. So we wanted these chairs. So we went in to finally look at them again and buy them. And the first Fred Meyer we went into only had 1 left, and we wanted 2. And we're like, shoot. And then we had dinner plans with some friends, so we didn't dig around. So then yesterday, my husband got off work. He went up the road to another Kroger store, and they had 1.
So you got 1 and 1?
And then there was actually a third Kroger store, Fred Meyer, up the road, the different direction that we were going to try next. And so we were hoping that between the 3 stores, we'd end up with 2 chairs. And we did. Yay. It's the first time, I think, since 2020, we've actually gotten something we really, really wanted and didn't have to settle.
Yeah.
Like my refrigerator is not my dream refrigerator. And let me tell you, my dishwasher will take off. It's so loud. And I was going to say, Kendra makes. She had posted on her Instagram that she's getting a new fireplace. No, it's not Kendra. It was
I remember seeing
Emily Call.
Oh,
Salt and Pepper Stitching. She was posting that she was getting a new fireplace, and I told her, I said, wow, it's beautiful. I said, it's amazing the things as an adult that really make our day and make us excited. I said, I got a new couch. I'm over the moon. And so she said, yeah, she had gotten a new vacuum and she was really excited. I was going to tell you, Emily, I waited forever for a new vacuum because my husband loved our old vacuum, and it was so stinking heavy that I could hardly push it. and it was duct taped together in places because the hose kept breaking, and he just kept fixing it. I kept trying to break it and he kept fixing it. And when I finally got that new vacuum, I was so excited. So I understand your excitement over a new vacuum.
Did we tell my vacuum story on a floss tube?
No, I don't think we talked about your vacuum story.
So I'm a little like my dad, and I put like almost empty bottles back in the fridge because there's at least 2 more uses, right? And like shampoo bottles. I do not put water in my soap and shampoo though. Like he taught me to, and I don't do that.
He taught you that?
Oh yeah.
You better not be doing that to my shampoos in the
definitely from dad. So but I'm a little bit like, I have a hard time. Well, if we had more resources, it would be easy to just part with things. But I know like husband's in grad school. Okay, so we do need a new vacuum, but we could make this one limp along for like several more months. And so we do. But he hates it. And he would be constantly like, we need a new vacuum. We need a new vacuum. It's falling apart. Like it was falling apart. But I knew how to like make it work. But I'm not the only one who vacuums in our house. And so finally, one day, I think you were weren't you over
there?
We were doing Saturday chores. You guys were hanging out, doing whatever. And the girls and I, we were all working a little bit. And he suddenly, he's got the vacuum cleaner. And I see him throwing it in the dumpster. But not only did he just throw it in the dumpster, first he took it out by the dumpster and apparently beat it up so that I wouldn't go get it back out of the dumpster when I realized I had no vacuum cleaner for the rest of the day, or who knows when. Because
couldn't fix it.
Yeah, so he snatched it up because he was so pissed off that I wouldn't let him get a new vacuum cleaner. But I have to say, before, when he would be like, we need to get a new vacuum cleaner, he was looking at like $1,000 vacuums, like super nice ones. I was like, we can't do that right now. He knew we couldn't. Anyway, yeah. But I also have a new vacuum, but he got it off like, I don't think I've told you this. He got it off like a refurbished site. So it works really well, but it's missing a screw where the handle screws into the base. So he really just needs to go get a screw, but guess who hasn't had time to go do that or remember to do it? So the base and the handle constantly come off while you're like, you have to be like, it's worse than the old vacuum because you have to be really careful with it. Because if it comes apart, then also the bagless tank, bagless canister also starts to come loose and the whole thing shuts off because it's loose. And so it's not. So I'm like, so
you didn't take it out to the dumpster and smash it up. So get you a new one.
No, because I don't want to spend more money on a vacuum cleaner. So he just needs to go get a screw. He's like, I got it. I'll just get a screw and screw that in. I'm like, okay, but when are you going to do that?
What is it about men and vacuums? I mean, Dad has very strong opinions about vacuums. And I'm like, we've been married almost 40 years. And I have done,
he really wanted a bag vacuum cleaner. And I did not want a bag. I like the bagless. I think they're easy to clean. They're easy to maintain. I don't have to
see when it's full. Yeah.
Yes. He
don't have to
he got me a bagless, thankfully, because I was like, no, I do not want to deal with bags. We're never going to remember to buy bags. They're always going to be.
That's it. And trying to find bags, like my last vacuum cleaner, it was a Sears vacuum. I think we had to go to Sears to get the bags. Universal bags never fit in it, right? And you're putting that bag in and shoving that little gasket over the hole, and I would rip it. And
I know, I didn't want it.
And so I wouldn't
change him what my childhood was like with a bag vacuum.
Yeah, and I wouldn't change the bag.
I would go to vacuum and then it would spill all out. He's like, well, you just had to empty it more. I'm like, yeah, but who's going to do that? Not in our house.
It was a pain.
I can't even empty the dryer lint trap in my house. He's constantly mad that that's so full because he and I are the only ones to empty it, but we're not the only ones to do laundry.
Well, yeah.
So Dad. I have a new vacuum and I'm not sure I'm excited about it yet, but once it's got the screw in, it works fine if you're just
we didn't buy a super, we bought ours at Costco.
Yeah,
now that we don't have pets, we didn't need some heavy duty thing. And I don't know, I guess when you're adult though, you just find different things to be excited about. Appliances.
I'm excited that we might paint our house if we get we're talking about doing a HELOC so that we can get money to paint our house because it really needs external paint.
We need to do our
internal. That would make me very excited. I'd be over the moon. Yeah. What are you reading? Are you still reading Maisie Dobbs?
Still reading Maisie Dobbs. I actually haven't read the last few nights because I went to bed and started staring at all the Instagram pictures of that hate. You guys, when I saw it, that picture? And I was like, no. And Carolyn's like, you should join us. It'll be fun. Winky, winky. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. But before I actually pulled the trigger and did it and bought the fabric, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. Like I was just laying in bed.
I wonder how many times you messaged me ahead of time. Like you messaged me about that Hade several times before you said,
Did I?
What? I was just waiting. That's why I cracked up when you finally called me and said you were finally going to start it. I was like, I've been waiting for this call.
I mean, literally, I went to bed that night.
About it.
Went to bed that night and I was just thinking about how beautiful it was and how much I really needed to stitch it. But you know what's even better? There's a website you can order. It's Dad's phone. Uncle Tom's trying to call Google Duo him.
Oh.
Dad's in the shower. Anyway, there's a website you can get like art, like pieces by this Amy. Oh, this Hade is by Amy Stewart. The painting or whatever the artwork is Amy Stewart. But I haven't gone in to see what website this actually is, but they've got like a tote bag with this on it. Oh, yeah. They've got a tote bag, a little mini notions bag. They've got mugs, apparently, according to Carolyn.
So wait, so you could just buy a tote bag and then you have it.
You're right. What am I doing? I'm returning all that floss.
I'm kidding. You'll have fun stitching and it is really gorgeous.
I know. I told Carolyn if I bought another mug, if Dad saw me bring another mug into this house, she goes, just
but look, it's the Hade that goes with all the floss. You don't think I should
brings it up? Just say, no, honey, it's been here all along. I said, you know,
maybe
my
I'll just keep this mug instead of stitching it. Can I keep the mug? Been here all along.
Well, I'm hoping that.
No, I just had this in the closet. I just pulled it out.
I've had it forever. Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't read. I just scrolled my phone looking at other people's projects to see how doable it might be. Well, I'm one gal, she'll post, yeah, I put another 1,200 stitches in today. I'm like, that's a lot of stitches.
I know. I'm like thrilled if I can get 100 in a week. Jeez.
I know.
I guess if I was kind of monogamous, though, I could probably do it.
Yeah, and maybe some of these people are, but yeah, no, that's all. I'm just reading Maisie. You reading anything new?
Yeah, I remember I talked about last time, I think I got from the library, that Cloud Cuckoo Land. Did I?
Oh, yeah.
That Anthony Doerr book. And I'm reading it and I'm liking it.
Somebody commented,
Huh?
Somebody commented about that book in our comments.
Yeah, I think they really liked it. Or
yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Cuckoo
So
Land.
far, so good. Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Sounds cuckoo to me.
As I read it, I'll maybe understand why that is called that.
Mm-hmm.
It is quirky, strange, but it's like those interweaving storylines like you like, and like the other book was of his.
Oh, maybe I'll have to think about something like that.
Like not necessarily intertwined, but they kind of have a similar tying element.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm liking Maisie Dobbs. It's just during World War II. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, given the state of the world, is the most cheeriest to read. It's never cheery to read it, but just feels like it hits a little close to home.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I really, in fact, she's got a new one out. I think her newest one just came out. So I do want to finish this one. I'm praying for happiness for her. She needs a man.
Maisie. Poor Maisie. She still doesn't have a man that far in.
I can't say much. Yeah, she's been married.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. There was one book that you haven't gotten to.
Now I don't want to read them anymore.
No, but it gets happy. I mean, it's happy now. Like, you know, but there is one of the books, I forget which one it is pretty sad. There's two, like the ending of one and the beginning of the next one are pretty sad, for her. And then life takes off at a rip-roaring, pace because the war is ramping up, and she gets I'm kind of at a place in her career where she's still solving mysteries, but she's also working as she kind of does a stint as a spy. Like they recruit her to go into Munich before the war, or maybe it's during the war, beginning of the war. And then she's working for the government, some secret government thing, but also still has her agency. So, she's very, anyway, it's good. It's just, I don't know how long she'll write about her.
Yeah. Well, she's done a lot of books.
Mm-hmm. I really do like historical fiction, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing else. I ordered some Flosstube bags. I ordered some 3-ring rings because I didn't have enough rings. Because some of these, like one of these, rings, I had to put several decades on.
Right.
It's too many.
Too full.
And then I think I'm going to get, I don't know, there's got to be something out there, some kind of floss drop thing or something to put on the ring where I can label which decade it is. I'm not having to look. I can just grab.
Oh, yeah. You could probably just make a little washi tape tag and say.
I could, yeah, buy some tags. So I only had I had four rings so far. A lot of floss.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing is that you buy all this floss and some of these you might only use.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Does it, well, you have a PDF, so I don't know if it would be the same. I don't know. So when you're working on like page 1,
mm-hmm.
does it give you a rundown of what colors are being used on page 1? So you just have to have your colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because
actually it must because I found a way to figure out what colors were on that. So maybe
you only bought page 1 colors, right? To start with or something?
Yeah, I think I kind of targeted just the ones that I knew I would need that page, but how did I know that? Now I can't remember. Let me look. But it doesn't say it on the page.
Yeah, the Hawk Run Hollow.
Maybe I even just looked at the top corner. I don't even know if I bought all the ones for the whole page. Maybe I just kind of eyeballed it.
Oh, for that corner. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe there's a part of the document that says, I'm looking. I don't know how I knew.
Something very satisfying about all these little bags. We like them.
How did I know what I needed? I don't know, Mom. I don't know how to do that.
It's like a rainbow. You don't get the pretty because they're in the bags, but
yeah, I must have just looked. Yeah, it is a pretty rainbow. Well,
that should be your thumbnail.
Okay. I'm not very good at going back and doing thumbnails, but if we say this should be our thumbnail, then I'll go find it and that'll be your thumbnail.
Okay. Well, we have to get on the road because we have to go to a retirement seminar on how to retire out of the post office.
And I'm hungry, so I'm going to go eat lunch.
I'm hungry too. Okay. Well, friends, have a good stitchy week.
Thanks for joining us. I don't think this is a very long episode. It's just about an hour, a little bit more than an hour.
We'll be back next week and it will be May 1st.
Crazy.